Hi guys, my name is Ayana and I do a lot of things, quite a lot of things. I do a little bit of crochet, a little bit of lifestyle stuff on here, but mainly crochet. So good to see you here. Welcome to the family. Today I am crocheting a baby reindeer from Crochet by Jana on Instagram. She has some really cute no-sew patterns that I've been wanting to do for a minute, and I've been trying to prepare for markets. Even though I don't have a market yet to go to, I'm just preparing inventory for whichever one I decide to do in November, hopefully, because November is coming up pretty soon. I feel like people don't talk enough in college about what it's like outside of college because I went to college and expecting that at the end of it, I'll be able to get a nice little career, have a nice job, of course, move out and all those fun things. But after I got back home from college, that's definitely not what happened. I went to BYU, Idaho, so of course I was in a very small town. It was Rexburg, Idaho, and I didn't know much people. I had my best friend there with me, which was awesome, but I am a very introverted person, or I think the correct word is an ambivert. I don't completely enjoy being around people, and I don't completely dislike being around people as well. It's just one of those things. I need my space a lot of the time from people, which can make it seem like no, I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert. I love being in my room. I love watching Phineas and Ferb. I love crocheting. I just like not having to be around too many people. That's just me. And so, of course, in college, I thought maybe I'll grow out of it. Maybe I'll make a lot of friends, have all these fun adventures. But that is definitely not what happened for me. I was inside of the dorm, well, the apartment most of the time because we had apartment buildings, and I didn't want to leave at all. I wanted to come home so bad. And mind you, it was Rexburg, so it was very cold outside when it got to the winter time. And I'm from Atlanta, and where in October it's 90 degrees. Like yesterday, let's say today's October 27th. On the 26th, it was like 90 degrees outside. It was so hot. It was too much for me. But I want to talk about how I don't think I want to work a 9 to 5. Shocking, right? I feel like a lot of people nowadays don't want to go the whole 9 to 5 route because it feels as though you don't have time. Like you don't have time at all. When I first graduated, I thought that I'd be able to get a nice job, possibly working 4 days a week, have 3 days off, which would be so ideal for me. Or working 3 days and having 4 days off would be so ideal. But it's hard to find a job that does that if you're not doing something like nursing. And I could have gone into nursing, but I couldn't do it. The whole pre-med pat, it just wasn't for me. All the numbers, organic chemistry, like those type of things, I just knew in my heart that it was not for me, so I didn't go that route. But after I graduated, I was like, why didn't I just do it? If I had done that, I feel like I would have been able to have more of a better work-life balance than what I've been having. So yeah, I graduated and it took me, I want to say, 2 years before I found a job I graduated in '01 and I got the job that I wanted in November of 23, so just last year. I had been applying to become a medical assistant, and I don't know, y'all. It took a very long time. A very long time. So in the meantime, I had to, of course, get another job, and I was working as a teacher. I was teaching high school, which was actually, it was like the best and worst thing at the same time. It was the best thing because, of course, you get the time off, you get summers off, you have a nice break for Christmas, which you don't get at these other jobs. You don't get breaks like that at other jobs. And so that was one of the things that was really nice for me when I was a teacher. I get to see my family, and I was working, I want to say 7:45 a.m. to 3:45 p.m., which is about 8 hours, but it felt like it was shorter because it was still time after work to go do stuff. It felt like I had the whole afternoon ahead of me. It wasn't like I'm getting home at 7 o'clock and I can't do anything, or feel like I can't do anything because of what time it is. Of course, then you have the kids. The kids were, well, they're of course kids, and it can be a little bit difficult to work with children. I will admit that, but it still wasn't the worst thing in the world. So I did that, had my summers off, my nice breaks. Teaching was not the most difficult thing in the world, but I didn't have any experience being a teacher. And so when I had gotten the job, I was buying lesson plans and stuff. My mom was a teacher, so she kind of helped me out with all that. But yeah, America's education system is not good at all. It's not good at all. I've been a witness to how they do stuff at schools, and I know that it's not the type of education I would want like my children going through. But going back to this 9 to 5 stuff, I need breaks. I need breaks. I need breaks. I need breaks. And after graduating, my first job was teaching, so of course you had summers. But then after that, I got a job as a medical assistant in a company, and that was the first time. It was kind of a temporary job, and at that time, I didn't realize get breaks at all. When you're working these corporate medical jobs, you just don't get breaks. And that was really hard for me because at that job, of course, you need the 90-day rule, couldn't get any days off for 90 days. The only day that I had off was Christmas Day, and I had to come to work the day after that. So that was not even kind of, that was very difficult for me because, of course, I have family and I want to see family, but when you're working at a medical facility, there's patients who are coming in for different problems and you got to be able to see them. And so that was kind of difficult to me for me when I was doing that. And then what also got me was the commute because I don't live in Atlanta. I'm kind of like on the outskirts and everything is pretty far away. Everything's pretty far away. So having to drive, like get up in the morning, drive through Midtown, all these other places was just like I can't do this. I did do it, um, but that was a lot. It was a lot. And then I had gotten another job at another facility, probably one of my favorite jobs ever, because we had 10 days off, only 10 days off, which, 10 days off was still kind of like, 10 days off. What am I supposed to do with 10 days off when I have stuff to do? There's places I want to go to. It's summertime. I can't go anywhere. That was also tough for me because even though I really love the job, or I love the job, the drive, the commute was just so much. And maybe it's not even the 9 to 5 that's killing me. Maybe it's just the commute. I don't like commuting to work. And for me, commuting is if you're going more than 30 minutes away from your house. That's a commute. That is definitely a commute. And I don't like it at all. Cuz I'm waking up and leaving the house, but then I'm getting up at like what, 6 o'clock, leaving at like 7 something to get there for 9 o'clock. Which to me is crazy because why am I leaving almost 2 hours early to get to work? And then to get back from work, it's the traffic because people here can't drive. It's the traffic to get back home. So I'm getting home at like 6:30, and I'm so tired of sitting in traffic and I just want to go to sleep. And then it feels like the day there's no point in doing anything else because the day's already gone. And that could just be a me thing, but it's also not a me thing. I just don't think it's for me. Commuting is not for me. We're making pretty good time here, you guys. All right, let's see. But yeah, kind of forgot where I was at before, but with this whole in the United States, there's a whole thing with work that is just like you got to be on your grind, work, 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 work. And I don't feel like that's for me, the whole go up the corporate ladder. It's just not for me. I just want to be somewhere that's fulfilling for me, that fulfills all of my, I don't even say my needs, but it fulfills like my contribution to society, if that makes sense. But what I really want to do, like most other people, is I want to have my own business. But I do also know that once you have your own business, it's not just working 9 to 5, you're working like 24/7, which I feel like I wouldn't mind doing, especially if it's all going towards me. It's all about me, my growth, building something that's mine. I feel like a lot of you guys will probably resonate with that, where it's like you want something that's yours, you want to contribute towards something that is all yours. And that's just what I want to do. Do I have ideas of businesses to make or business to make? Yes. Everyone's doing businesses right now. Of course, I crochet and I want to build myself to get better and possibly release patterns, do markets, and kind of make make my own business with small business. I feel like that would be feel so fulfilling to me because I'm creating something for other people to enjoy. I'm creating it. It's not someone else is making me or force me to create it. I'm doing it myself. And I think that's really important to do it for myself, not for other people. That's one thing that's drawing me towards, starting a small business. It just is a lot of steps. It's a lot of steps and it's a lot of work and it takes time and money. So this is what we have so far. They're kind of looking a little bit bald headed because they are not complete. I'm going to go ahead and make the ears and get back to you after that. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been thinking about recently. Also thinking about travel. I do enjoy traveling and even having like a little work from home job I think will be pretty good for me. I don't know. They don't tell you all these things when you're in high school or when you're getting ready to like when you're getting to college. They don't tell you that there's all these different career things that you can go into. And I wish they did tell me that cuz I would have been on a completely different path. Maybe I would have done something creative in college, maybe art. But I do know that getting jobs in art can be a little bit difficult. But with the rise of COVID and of course people getting back on the internet, watching YouTube, doing TikToks, Vine, all that stuff. Like, there's so many things that you can do to kind of market yourself and create a brand for yourself. And I think that's awesome that we're able to do that in this day and age. We could create content about ourselves and get compensated for making content about ourselves. But yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts on everything. I don't think we're meant to work this much. Like, I don't think we're meant to just be constantly a go, 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 having to worry about getting a job, having a job, money. I don't think that's how it should be. Somebody else feel the same way? I think it'd be so nice to like live on a commune where we all just, I don't know, contribute towards our little homeland society type thing where it's like, oh yes, I milk the cows every morning, or I'm in charge of this, I'm in charge of that. And I feel like that would be so cool. Do you know? It's like you get all your friends to live on this like nice pot of land. Not anything cultish, because I feel like whenever people say stuff like, "Oh, we're gonna live in a commune," they think of like a cult. But I'm thinking of it like as a community where everyone has a place to stay. We all have a place to stay. Um, we all contribute in some way, shape, or form to the community, which does sound kind of cultish. I know. Well, it does sound kind of cultish if I'm being for real. Yeah, it does. But I think that'd be cool. And not like away from society. Like, you can be able to go inside society and stuff, but like where you don't, or if you don't have a whole bunch of money, you're still able to live comfortably because we all help each other in the community. Like something just like that. I think that'd be awesome. And then I was thinking like next steps for me. What do I want to do? What is like my goal? I don't even want to say goal. I feel like whenever I make goals, it doesn't happen. So, hmm, maybe like my wants. I don't know. What's another word for goals? What does it mean, goals? I don't know. But I want to be able to create my own little small business. I was trying to figure out ways to do that. Like I saw a lot of people use Etsy, but I've read about Etsy and Etsy's fees, and I don't think I want to be a part of Etsy's fees because Etsy just, it takes your money, takes your money. I saw Ko-fi. That was also another one that I was looking into. Not sure how that one is. I know a lot of people sell patterns on there, but I'm not sure about selling, real items on there. I also thought about like making my own website, but I feel like I don't know how to describe it. I feel like Etsy, I don't even know. If you're an artist and you're currently selling your items on a platform, which one are you using if not Etsy? Because I think I want to actually try, selling some items online, creating my own little patterns, selling them too, and then also doing some markets like that. I think like getting started with markets would probably be my goal for my starting point. Yeah, I think doing markets will be my starting point. Starting the market will be my starting point for getting a small business started. I'll do a more in-depth video on, well, to keep myself accountable for getting started, but I think markets will have to be the first thing I do. And then afterwards, markets and try different things. Like I've always wanted to make candles. Making candles would be a good thing too. Like some small ones, especially since it's autumn right now and people are buying the fall scented candles. I think that would be a pretty good thing to make too. I do know candles take a long time to make though, so I'm like, I want things done now. But that would also be nice to have for a little small business. Have some candles, my crochet items, maybe some patterns as well. I think those are all like some really good things that I can do to help contribute to making myself successful and hopefully one day be able to provide for myself using a small business. That's the goal. That definitely is the goal for right now. I want to be self-sufficient. I don't want to have to rely on a company to give me a salary. I don't want to rely on that. And so that's mainly, of course, why I'm also posting content now, because I feel like I compare myself a lot to these big content creators. I don't know why, because I've seen like they've worked hard to get to where they are right now. And of course, someone just starting out, it's not always going to be in your favor. Of course, with the algorithm, they push certain content on Instagram, on YouTube, so your video or my video might not be pushed as much as someone else's video we push. But just posting gets you into a groove. Like, as they say, if you do something for 30 days, it becomes a habit. So I'm thinking like posting 30 videos will make it into a habit to where it's like kind of muscle memory. It's like post, post, post. And as I do that, getting better at what I'm doing is probably going to happen. Just starting now will help prepare me for just future endeavors, being able to be in a consistent posting schedule, get content that I want out. And I realize that it's not going to be perfect, especially right now. Right now, it's more of trial and error, trying out different things, and just getting it out, getting things that I enjoy out, even if it's not perfect. Because perfection is also the killer of dreams, too. Because if you wait until you're perfect, perfection might not come. I'm not saying it will not come, but having everything perfect is not the reality for a lot of things, for certain things, especially with content creation. You might have a hiccup here or there, but as long as you're, working, trying different things and just getting it out, I feel like that is more important. Just releasing what you have. This video right here is a quick sit down video. It's not anything very intricate, but I'm getting it out. And I'm proud of myself for being able to sit down and speak to a camera and not care what other people think when they see me speaking to the camera, because it's something that's mine. I enjoy it and I'm making myself happy without thinking of what other people will think on what I post. I have the ears on them. They look pretty cute. Gonna get the antlers on them as well now. Okay, so I realized later on, I realized that so my plan originally was to put them on these keychains that I got from Amazon, but I don't have any pliers, so I can't put the first hook through and close it up. So I'm going to do that for another time. But this is how they're looking. Looking pretty cute. Pretty cute. This one's antlers was when I did first, so it's kind of trial and error when I did this one, so it's kind of wonky, but this one is my pride and joy. So cute. I didn't put the nose on because I don't have any red yarn or any pink yarn. Well, actually, I do have pink yarn, but I don't want to put it on. It's across the room. But yeah, this is what I made today. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in for today's video. Hopefully I see you guys next week for another one.